Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today let's learn about the movie Run by Akira Kurosawa. Run, released in 1985. Director Akira Kurosawa. The Range epic historical drama war film. Language Japanese. Run time approximately 162 minutes. It is an adaptation inspired by Shakespeare's King Lear, transposed to feudal Japan. Renowned for its sweeping battle sequences, vivid cinematography, and a striking use of color. Background, inspiration and adaptation. Run reimagines Shakespeare's King Lear in a Japanese context. Kurosawa was influenced both by Western literature and Japanese historical epics. He sought to blend these traditions to explore themes of chaos, betrayal, and the collapse of order. Production context. The film was produced during the 1980s, a period when Kurosawa was revisiting and reinterpreting classic narratives with the modern filmmaking techniques. The epic scale of Run reflects both Kurosawa's mastery of period drama and his willingness to push cinematic boundaries. Cultural and historical influence. Set in a mythical feudal Japan, the film borrows elements from actual Japanese history and legends while taking creative liberties. The interplay of traditional Japanese culture with the universal themes from Shakespeare's work gives the movie Run a timeless quality. Now let's analyze the basic summary of the movie. Run tells the story of an aging warlord, Lord Hitora, who decides to divide his kingdom among his three sons. As Hitora relinquishes power, the seeds of treachery and ambition are sown among his offspring. The fall of Hitora. Hitora's decision to abdicate leads to disastrous consequences. His idealistic attempt to maintain harmony backfires as his sons vie for power, plunging the realm into chaos and violence. Betrayal and war. The once mighty lord is betrayed by his sons, who not only turn against him but also against each other. This power struggle spirals into full-scale warfare, unleashing carnage and a suffering that it devastates both the family and the kingdom. The chaos and a tragic realization. In the midst of relentless battles and a personal ruin, Hitora's descent into madness mirrors the collapse of the social and political order. The film's conclusion leaves a powerful, lingering meditation on the price of hubris, the inevitability of fate, and the destructive nature of unchecked ambition. Now let's analyze the characters. First of all, we have the character Lord Hitora, the central figure, an aging warlord who struggles to come to terms with his mortality and the consequences of his past decisions. His tragic journey from power to madness is the emotional core of the film. Next, we have Toro Takatora, the eldest son. Ambitious and ruthless, Taro Takatora symbolizes the hunger for power that drives the disintegration of order. His betrayal of Hitora underscores the personal and political corruption at the heart of the narrative. The next character, Jiro, the middle son, Caught between loyalty and ambition, Jiro's character reflects the conflict between duty and self-interest. His actions contribute to the complex web of treachery that ensnares the family. The next character, Saburo. Saburo is the youngest son. Often seen as the least assertive, Saburo's character represents innocence and the potential for redemption that is ultimately crushed by the tide of violence. The next character we have Lady Keida. A fierce and vengeful woman whose personal vendetta against Haitora and his sons propels much of the film's dark energy. Her presence adds layers of personal vengeance and a bitter retribution to the tragic narrative. Next we have supporting figures. A host of generals, soldiers and courtiers populate the film, each contributing to the portrait of a kingdom descending into chaos. Their fates and actions mirror the collapse of order in the wake of familial and political betrayal. Now let's analyze the themes in the movie. First of all, power and the destruction of order. Ran examines how the transfer and abuse of power can lead to societal collapse. Haitora's abdication and the ensuing scramble among his sons is a stark commentary on the fragility of order and the inherent dangers of ambition. The next theme, betrayal and loyalty. The film is permeated with treachery, both familial and political. Characters who once shared bonds of loyalty quickly turn on one another, highlighting the corrosive effects of greed and ambition. The next theme, fate, chaos, and the inevitability of destruction. Inspired by Shakespeare's tragic vision in King Lear, Ran portrays the descent from order into chaos as an almost predetermined fate. The film's progression from a semblance of order to utter mayhem underscores the inevitability of downfall when a hubris and internal strife prevail. The next theme, madness and human frailty. Haitora's psychological unraveling is both a personal tragedy and a metaphor for the disintegration of rationality in the face of overwhelming chaos. His descent into madness reflects the human cost of war, power struggles, and the loss of control. Next theme, beauty, art, and the transience of life. Kurosawa's visual storytelling, marked by vibrant colors and epic landscapes, contrasts the fleeting nature of human power with the enduring beauty of the natural world. This tension invites reflections on the role of art in capturing and transcending the ephemeral nature of existence. Now the setting of the work. Mythical feudal Japan. The film is set in a stylized fictional version of feudal Japan where the aesthetics of ancient warrior culture merge with the chaos of civil strife. Epic landscape and a visual splendor. Kurosawa uses sweeping battle scenes, dramatic castles, and vast open fields to create an atmosphere that is both grand and brutal. The settings serve both not only as backdrops but as integral components of the narrative's emotional and thematic impact. Contrast between order and chaos. The initial scenes depict a world that still clings to the traditions of honor and governance, only to be subverted by the ensuing violence and betrayal. This physical and symbolic disintegration of the setting mirrors the collapse of the character's moral and social order. Now let's analyze the critical reception and interpretations of the movie. Visual mastery and cinematic brilliance. Ran is widely acclaimed for its breathtaking cinematography, dynamic battle sequences, and the powerful use of color to evoke emotion. Critics praise Kurosawa's ability to merge traditional Japanese aesthetics with the modern filmmaking techniques. Adaptation of Shakespearean tragedy. As an adaptation of King Lear, Ran is lauded for reinterpreting classic themes in a culturally distinct context. The film's exploration of power, betrayal, and madness is seen as both a homage to and a reinvention of Shakespeare's tragic vision. Themes of chaos and human nature. Many scholars highlight the film's unflinching portrayal of the destructive nature of ambition and the inevitability of chaos in human affairs. Its philosophical meditations on fate and the limits of human control continue to be subjects of extensive analysis. Mixed interpretations of character portrayals. While Haitora's descent into madness is generally celebrated as one of Kurosawa's most profound performances, some critics debate the portrayal of his sons until Lady Kate. The characters evoke strong reactions, reflecting the film's overall tension between idealized honor and a brutal reality. Influence on world cinema. Ran has had a lasting impact on filmmakers worldwide and influencing the visual style and thematic ambitions of epic historical dramas. Its blend of poetic imagery with the stark realities of human conflict has solidified its reputation as a cinematic masterpiece.